Lauren, thanks for joining. We got enough people now, probably.
Okay, I'm Riley.
I'm Colin.
We're Life Decided.
LD.
Okay, this evening's going to be a fun topic, as usual. We're going to talk about potential. Maybe not how everyone else talks about it, or how you're used to hearing it. We're going to talk about potential in a slightly different light, okay? So, potential is the innate ability to do something. It's the capability to do something. It's what you can be. It's what you aspire to be. It's your wants. It's pretty much everything within, okay? But potential isn't progress. And when you hear someone say, well, he has the potential to be great. Well, yeah, he does, potentially. Yeah, that doesn't mean that person's great, or they're the master, or they're the best. Because when you say that someone has the potential to do so, it's a future. It's tied to the future. It has to be worked for, it has to be earned, it has to be, given later on in life. It's not a now thing. There is no potential right now. And a lot of people out there just spout off this kind of woo-woo stuff about potential that really doesn't have much ground in anything logical. It sounds good, and yes, it can help some people, but yes, we all have potential. We can all become something grander than ourselves, and we can all be better than who we are today. Right? Do you agree?
Oh, yeah.
No one doesn't have the potential to do so. Is that fair to say?
Say that again?
No one doesn't have potential. No one doesn't have the opportunity or ability to progress or do something better.
Yeah, everyone, how's that go? Everyone has their limits, but no one has ever reached it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So, don't get caught up in this whole, the hype of, I have so much potential, I want to utilize it, right? I was listening to a podcast a little while back, and I'm trying to remember who was talking. But they said, I don't believe in potential. Because potential is a way to not fulfill in the moment. It's a way to not perform and be okay with it. And that's a pretty cool statement, because you can just be your best friend and be super easy on yourself and say, well, I'm not there yet, but I have the potential to be. So you just kind of sit there and always push it off to potential. You just kind of give everything to potential and let it do its thing, which is nothing. Because potential has to be worked for, it has to be earned, it has to be done, okay? So potential should be not an excuse. It should be more of, what am I now, what am I doing now, and what can I do for future? It's more of a now thing than it ever should be. Potential shouldn't be an excuse. Do you have anything to add real quick?
No, I think that's... okay, I'll go off on a little bit of a tangent here. I think that excuses are how most people run their life nowadays. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And whether it's reaching a goal, whether it's any kind of achievement, really, whether it's a personal achievement or a work achievement or some big giant public achievement that hundreds of people recognize, whatever it be. I feel like so many people, including us sometimes, use excuses for why they don't get this achievement that they want. And one of those excuses, which Riley is explaining, is you say to yourself, well, I have the potential to do that. And you almost use that like a cop-out. Like, that's almost as good as getting it in some kind of weird subconscious way. Like, you tell yourself you have the potential to be this amazing person, and you're like, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, well. And then you just go about not changing anything or doing anything new or finding new ways to achieve that. You just use that thought as the achievement, when really there's work to get to it. And yeah, it's tough. But excuses aren't going to get you there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the excuse of, because you can always say, I have the potential to do this, and feel good about yourself, and hopefully convince other people that you have that potential. But, you're not fooling anybody if you're just sitting around doing nothing, talking about your potential. No one's going to believe you, including yourself, and that's the most important person you got to convince.
Yeah.
You can tell yourself something every day, and you're never going to believe it if you don't do anything towards that thing every day. And nothing, I'm telling you right now, guys, nothing is worse than that. Than lying to yourself every day about being able to do something and not doing it. You will ingrain in yourself the ability to do nothing and not achieve. People talk about that with the positive affirmations in your brain and saying things every day. Those can be detrimental, believe it or not. I don't subscribe to those unless you're taking action coupled with them. I never tell yourself something every day and then don't do anything towards it, because that will only hurt you and ruin your self-esteem. Because every time you don't do it, at the end of the day, you feel like crap. And you don't feel like, tomorrow's another day. Yeah, it is another day, but just imagine what you could do tomorrow if you would have done something today. You wouldn't have had to start tomorrow. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I think that's spot on. It's super easy to do that, just to say, I have the potential to get there, but, I have the potential, so it's kind of like I'll do it whenever or whatever, if it happens. And that's not fair to yourself. And if you're going to be honest with yourself, just say, I don't want it that bad. I have the potential, but guess what? I'm not going to work for it because I don't want it, obviously. Or maybe I don't have the potential. Don't lie about it. Be honest with yourself. We all have potential. You're just not there, so don't put it off to potential, because you have to own up to what you can and can't do. And it's like a trap of stagnation. It's like, it'll be quicksand the more you sit in this potential zone saying, well, I have the potential to be awesome, I have the potential to be rich, I have the potential to do this and that. Well, then what are you doing towards getting that? If you're not, it still stays as you not progressing. That's why potential isn't progress. I have done this countless times in my life, saying, well, I have the potential to do all these wonderful things, but like you said, it sounds so good in your mind, and that's almost achievement enough, and you leave it at that. I can't tell you how many times I have done that. Yes, I have the potential to do awesome things. Does that mean I'm doing them? No. And does that amount to much? Nope. My potential doesn't mean anything. Okay, unless I'm doing something with my abilities and my capabilities to make myself greater,
Doing something with what you got.
Yeah.
Because we all have that potential, like you said, and you'd be surprised what level of potential you actually have. I've seen people that don't believe in themselves at all, achieve just a small sliver of, their goal, and all of a sudden, all sorts of potential comes into the light, and they feel so much more capable.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about it today because I don't remember what I was driving, and I was just thinking about all these cool things that I could accomplish or that I want to do. But then the self-doubt and the just like the negative thoughts creep in, as they usually do in everyone's life. But I don't know if I'll ever get there or if this will even happen, so I could just stay at a low level. That'll be great right there. That is just self-destructive, and it's not something you should keep going into. You get out of those thoughts as soon as possible, but that's kind of how you kill potential and you stay stagnant, is just say, I could do it, but I'll stay here. I'm just going to not try for it, but I could if the opportunity's there. But in all reality, it's not there unless you take it. The option's there. The opportunity may not be. So the best and number one thing to do to fulfill potential is start doing something. Act. Move. Go towards your goal. If you have the potential to get a raise or a new position, a promotion, that potential's there. But if you don't work for it or strive for it or achieve it or, strive to achieve it, the potential is always just going to sit there and eat at you. So you have to act. Potential means nothing unless you work for it. Potential isn't something you can use as a cop-out, as an excuse to not do anything, and feel okay about it. Because that's pretty easy. It's okay to say, I'm freaking awesome. I could do some good stuff. I'm not doing it, but I could. So, it's pretty much the same thing, It's like I could save that person, but, I won't. But I could.
I potentially could.
Yeah, I should, but I won't.
Yeah.
But I could.
But I could. Maybe you could.
But I shouldn't. But I will.
But
I won't.
Try.
It's pretty much, it's lame. It's dumb. Leaving potential
and
like that, yeah.
And I also want to kind of just quickly talk about potential. Like you brought up, like a raise or a promotion. A lot of people, and I've been there, and I know that someone watching this right now has been there. There is this wall that can become hard to overcome, this struggle, this speed bump, and it's pertaining specifically to this idea of a promotion or a raise in like a corporate or a job setting. It can feel like you have the potential, but the environment you're in doesn't accommodate that potential. And what I mean by that, like, maybe you have the potential to be promoted, but the company doesn't have, either they don't have a promotion for you, or you just know they're not going to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
That can become very, very, that could put you in a dark place. And what I'm getting at is, if you honestly have that potential, which I guarantee you probably do, then maybe you need to move on. Maybe you need to be somewhere where your potential can manifest and you can flourish and the potential you hold within can come to fruition. So, yeah, and that's a hard pill to swallow for some people because, sometimes the potential isn't accommodating for the environment isn't accommodating for the potential. So keep that in mind. Don't let the environment, just stifle you into stagnation. Don't just be like, well, I could do this, but they don't really have that for me, so I guess I'll just suck for the rest of my life. And I'm not saying that you suck. I'm saying that if you think that way, that's a sucky way to think.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
You should not do that. I did it for 16 years. Another person on this feed did it for 16, more than that. It's not a great place to be, and it can make you feel even worse than what I was talking about before.
Sure.
Because then things are going wasted, and our bodies aren't meant to be like that. They're meant to be challenged and grow and to be constantly on the path of perfection, which, as we talk about, isn't a real thing. 23 years. 23 years. Nice. The path to perfection is our path. That is our goal. Perfection isn't the goal. The path to perfection is the goal. So keep that in mind. And don't let a crappy environment decide where you're going to take your potential and how much of it you're going to, bring into the light.
For sure. I love it. That's all I have, so I'll just end with this. Don't let potential be an excuse. Don't sit there and say, well, I could. Because I literally did it today. It's not fun. It doesn't work. It's not something that will get you forward. So don't use potential as an excuse. Potential isn't progress. You gotta move. Do something. Work towards it. Little steps. It's fine. Potential is not right now. It's a future thing. So live in the now. Focus right now. Do something good. And live life decided.
And live LD, life decided. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We sincerely appreciate you guys who get on here and listen to us and comment and hang out. So thank you. We love you guys. And we will have another LD Live probably on Sunday. So keep that in your mind. And hopefully we'll see you then. If there's not any questions, we will end now. in that. Yes. Okay. Bye, guys.